Welcome to the Anything Goes podcast. Prepare for awesome in 3, 2, 1.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Eli, and I am here with my main man, Eric Andrews.
What's up, boys and girls?
And this is the Anything Goes podcast, where we talk about anything we want. You know, it doesn't matter. What? Give him a taste, Eric. What are we talking about?
A little taste? Well, it's mostly games from time to time because that's what we love.
Mm-hmm.
But it could be about anything. It could be about the universe, the world, God, anything.
Yeah,
whatever we feel like
anything.
conversating on.
Well, I don't know. This podcast, just to let you know, ladies, it's a chill podcast. You're gonna hang out with us. You're gonna talk about some games, maybe some music. Maybe we'll get mad in love. You know, there might be some nudity. You don't even know.
You really don't.
But we like to start off with the top, or not even the top gaming news of the week. This is just news of the week that we find
news
interesting.
that we want to talk about, and I'm dying to talk about.
Oh God,
So tell them what we just did before we start recording.
So,
breaking news today.
Breaking news. Number one on our list is Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Let's talk about this, Jim.
Let's talk
please.
about it.
God damn it, Eric. Ubisoft is hurting me.
They released this stuff today, so we're reacting to it pretty on time.
So we just watched the trailer. We watched the trailer and the gameplay, the 9 minutes of gameplay or whatever.
Yep.
So
Let's talk about the trailer first.
What was your thought on the trailer?
I liked it. I mean, I liked it more than the gameplay.
Okay.
But like I said, I feel like there's so little time where we're not talking about the next Assassin's Creed game that it's pretty ridiculous. Like, I feel like we're just talking about Unity.
And this is what I really wanted to talk about is that...
But the trailer did not get me excited.
No, it did not at all. And it's the fact that they're not giving it a chance to breathe. Like, Assassin's Creed 1, 2, Brotherhood, Rebel, like, those were awesome games. You know, they didn't really matter that they were coming out, however they came out, because they were so awesome.
Black Flag is awesome.
Yeah, we really liked 4.
That was amazing.
But the thing is, they're just not letting them breathe, and they're just shitting them out. And it's becoming pretty ridiculous now.
There's some AC fatigue.
Yeah, it's hard to be excited for these new Assassin's Creed.
And I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like Black Flag graphics were way better than Unity and what we've seen from this.
And
I remember playing that game and thinking this is so beautiful.
I agree. I think it's because of the setting. So,
maybe.
Assassin's Creed Syndicate, it was the Industrial Revolution.
London.
And it just looks like dirty and dark and nasty in the city, going from like beautiful bays and pirate ships, like open seas. It's the game itself looks beautiful, just in comparison to what it was. It just does not look as good. So I can agree with you there.
That's why I know they announced they're making a pirate only game, and that's exciting.
Yeah, but bringing it back to Assassin's Creed, I don't know, man. It's just hard to be excited for this Assassin's Creed, especially when...
I feel like I'd be more excited if I didn't play Unity.
Yeah, but because then we would have had a break.
I should have skipped Unity. Like, in all honesty, I should have saved that $60 at $30.
Yeah, we played the multiplayer a couple times. That was fun.
The best part was the co-op.
Yeah.
The co-op was fun.
We tried that like 40 times, trying to beat that one castle, trying to break into the safe. But
that was really fun.
The actual... The thing about these new Assassin's Creed games is the story. And I think because I was one of those people who played Assassin's Creed 1, 2, Brotherhood Revelations, and fell so deeply in love with Ezio and all those different characters, I feel like now, these characters in these new Assassin's Creeds just aren't lovable enough.
You got to know Ezio, and now
Desmond
we had
and all these people.
Connor and Edward and who was Unity's guy?
I don't even know.
Pierre, I don't know, French.
Pierre.
And now we got this Jacob guy. There's too many.
There's
Just
like,
do one trilogy on one guy.
the fact that we don't know the name of the Unity protagonist is pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
No, I honestly
Probably
don't remember.
Jean something. I don't know.
Jean, it doesn't matter.
We have a rocky history with
Yeah.
the French, so.
Yeah, but so now diving into the gameplay, it looks similar. Obviously, it's an Assassin's Creed
That
game.
gameplay video was trash.
Yeah,
was trash.
well, it was pre-alpha.
I don't care.
It
was trash. It was the same BS.
They have a
They're
cool
using they were using the horse carriages as like this hook to get you to play the game. Like, oh, look at this new stuff.
These amazing new horse carriages are so dynamic in what they can do.
That did not get me excited at all.
Yeah,
That looks boring to play.
let's go.
We've done that before.
Yeah,
And then there's this like hook that you shoot at, like a Batman claw to pull you up to a building.
hey, it's the Industrial Revolution. Anything
but
is
you
possible.
skip like the whole
Parkour
when you
sequence.
think of Assassin's Creed, you think about climbing up buildings. Now you just press a button and you're up.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But that was one thing that really bothered me was just the setting. Like when you think of, Italy, like back then in the 1400s or BC. It's BC.
It was just, I don't know. No,
and it just
I don't
looked
think
gorgeous, like the sun setting over these luxurious hills, like these old monuments, like awesome. And then you just have, I'm not saying this game isn't gorgeous. I'm just saying it's not
Paris
as nice.
and London, and these time zones are very dirty and dark.
Yeah.
And not
beautiful and luscious like
Yeah.
old century Rome or any other beautiful places.
They should keep changing the settings to where it's more different. Like they got what were the first ones in like Venice and stuff?
It was no, where what?
Like Italy.
In Italy, it was in Rome, Rome,
Rome,
and then,
Italy. Could have done that. If they made 3 a good game, that would have been a great setting.
Yeah,
American
I don't
Revolution.
remember where Revelations took place, but it wasn't in Italy. It was Ezio moving to somewhere else.
Yeah,
I
but like even those
quite
beginning
remember where it
games, the settings were different, but they're still similar. They looked alike.
was. Yeah,
So they could have done that, and then had American Revolution. Then they could have done Pirates, where it's like the sea and it's cool. And now they're doing the same ones again. Unity and the industrial London look very similar.
yeah. I think that's another thing is that they're not giving you time to fall in love with the setting.
Yeah.
Like they used to. Like we fell so much in love with Italy and those types of settings because we loved that game. Like one actually wasn't Italy, but 2 Brotherhood. And
You ever play one?
I did play 1 actually. I played it after I played 2 in Brotherhood, but I still got the feel of it. And I loved it. I saw the problems with it, the repetitiveness, but it was nice. It was a good game.
Yeah. Speaking of repetitiveness, part of the gameplay, you're chasing down a guy.
Yeah.
You do that in every Assassin's
Here's a
Creed.
chase scene. Here's a tail scene.
Yeah,
Use your eagle vision. Find the
Use
target.
your eagle vision, spray some spray, and make them fight each other. Use your darts.
poison
It's
darts.
the same thing.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's a conundrum because think about it. While Unity came out, and Unity had problems, they were already working on this game. Like they didn't have time to fix whatever they needed to fix.
Yeah.
So it's like, let's just calm down. But then again, the reason they make this is because it makes money. That's the only reason. It's like once it stops making money.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm
People stop
definitely
buying.
skipping this one.
Yeah, I'm really.
I mean, I
not
prefer
excited for it.
the London setting over the Paris setting, but like, it's not about the setting. It's still gonna be the same game.
I think I'm just hurt because
There were a little bit of story stuff in the gameplay. I didn't care about
Yeah.
any of that.
I think I'm just hurt.
Jacob looks boring.
Because we fell so much in love with Assassin's Creed, and now you have all these people that you don't know that don't really matter to you if you're a fan of Assassin's Creed. Like, and that's the thing. If you're just hopping into Assassin's Creed for the first time, this game is gonna be awesome. But if you're a true fan of the series and like started off from the beginning games or before, you'd be like, oh, this is sort of a letdown.
You know the sucky part is I feel like they just completely. They don't even mention the originals. They don't talk about them. They don't matter.
I really don't.
It's all about these new games that suck.
And another thing about it that sucks is, Ezio and Desmond and everybody, like, they had a purpose, right? It was like to fight the Templar Order. Like, had a really interesting story.
Yeah.
And now I feel like all these characters after, like, Kenway and all these other people, They're just like, I don't know, they're like parodies. And not in a joking way. I mean, I feel like they just don't take it as serious as like Ezio and other people did. They're like, oh, we want to be assassins too.
Yeah, I mean they could have done it with 3 and built on that family because they had Connor and Kinway. Kinway was Connor's dad, and then in 4, Edward was Kinway's dad, and they could have revolved it around their family and had a trilogy kind of like that. It looked like they were doing that because at the end of 4, it shows them giving birth to Kinway or something. Kinway when he was little. So that was connected.
They were at the theater.
Yeah, they're at the theater, and that was cool. And they could have done that. And then you got this random French dude, and now we got Jacob in London. I don't know,
man. I don't know. It's one of those things we have no power over it. Vote with your wallet, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
But
and it looks like you'll be playing as 2 different people, Jacob and Evie. I don't know.
I think it's his partner in crime. Was the woman?
Yeah, it's some random little girl there. I don't know what she was doing. She was fighting people.
She's an intel gatherer, man.
She's a ninja.
But yeah, I don't know. Assassin's Creed, ladies and gentlemen, Syndicate, coming out whenever it comes out.
Who cares? Who cares?
All right, Eric, what's our next piece of news on the list?
So, our next news is The Division is delayed till 2016.
This made me happy. It's made me happy. Would you like for me to explain why?
No, let's just end the podcast here.
All right, it's been a good show, ladies and gentlemen. No, I'm glad they delayed it because there are a lot of broken games, as you know.
Yeah.
And now the games that were like, hey, let's pump the brakes, kids. Let's let them wait a little bit.
Yeah, if they need time, then they need time.
Yeah, they end up making it better. So I was excited. Are you excited about The Division? Were you excited when it was announced at all?
Yeah, I'm excited. It'll get here when it gets here.
Yeah.
But that's one of those things where it's like once it comes, I'll be excited. But until then, I'm just waiting.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about Ubisoft and them announcing games is I feel like they announced it too early, like years ahead of the release date.
I hate that.
And I remember how blown away I was when The Division was announced. And Eric is a pervert, ladies and gentlemen. He's over here.
What are you talking about, man?
Anyway,
I'm just searching the web.
I was really excited when they announced it and like blown away, like how gorgeous that game was.
Yeah.
And now,
what game? I'm sorry.
The Division. Can you pay attention, please?
I'm paying attention.
You're not paying attention. But and now it's just years away, and the excitement has sort of died down.
Yeah, I mean, think about Watch Dogs. That was like 3 threes.
Remember
Triple 3.
There was that whole debacle when people were like, it doesn't look as good as when it was announced.
Yeah. I wish they would just talk about it at E3, reveal at E3, and then say it'll be ready and out this holiday.
That would be amazing. But then, like, Ubisoft is one of those companies where they want to build. Yeah. They want to build up hype, except that hype sometimes can kill their game.
Yeah, you could even do reveal 1 year, and then next year show gameplay, and then.
I mean, let's think about Rainbow Six Siege. Like that was announced last year, right?
Yep.
And that's not gonna. I'm pretty positive it's not gonna be out this year. I'm almost positive it's not gonna be out this year.
But that's expected.
Yeah. But I don't know. I'm excited. I guess for The Division once it comes out. I'm still excited for it.
I'm not really thinking about it. I kind of forgot about it, but I'll definitely play it.
Yeah. And oh boy, Eric. What's
our next
piece
topic?
Of news? Oh, Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. It is downtown, man. It is coming, and it is coming fast.
So the review came out today.
Yeah.
Got a 9.3 from IGN. 9.3 out of 10.
Yeah.
I was expecting it to be good. We obviously haven't played it yet, but I was expecting a high score.
That is a tremendously good score.
Yeah.
Tremendous amounts of scores.
No, I didn't read the review that much. I just looked over it. And it sounds like the story isn't that great, but the characters are really fun and gameplay is fun, and that's
all I really want. I just want 200 hours of awesome, fluid gameplay where I can go around, do whatever, rank up my dude, grow his beard out, watch it grow, and do some awesome sword combat stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't watched anything about Witcher 3
which is
in
good.
a long time. So that's kind of why I'm not as excited as you, just because I barely know anything about
Well,
it.
the thing is, I also barely know anything. I know, what the game is, but I've sort of kept myself like, I haven't been really watching like all the trailers and stuff because I want to be excited. I don't want to like kill it for myself. But an interesting story came out today about the Witcher 3 is that it was actually sold early by retailers.
Yeah,
I don't know exactly where.
I didn't read it, but
In United Arab Emirates. So like they were selling the game. People were streaming it on Twitch, and Twitch was taking it down. Like, if you stream this game, you're gonna get copyright offenses and stuff. I thought that was pretty interesting.
yeah,
But and then did you hear about the pre-order thing?
no,
They sold 1 million pre-order. The game's not out, and they already pretty much made so much money off
made
the
some
game.
profit.
Yeah, just on pre-orders alone. That's pretty insane.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
$5. Oh, and never mind. I was gonna say $5 pre-order, but you could
Yeah,
pay
you
it
can
all
do the
off.
full
So.
the full pre-order. What is the point of that? I remember. So did you ever pre-order games back in the day?
No, not really.
So the point of a pre-order back in the day was that if a game was popular enough, you'd want them to hold a copy for you for about 2 weeks. So if it was really popular, that sold out really fast, you'd still have your name on it. Now, like, there's no point in pre-orders because digital, like, they're not gonna run out of digital copies.
It's all about the DLC. That's all
Yeah.
it is. I mean, different retailers have different DLCs sometimes.
Pre-order bonuses.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's what it's about.
Yeah.
But yeah, we go fully digital anyway, so
Yeah,
we don't really care about DLC.
we're
'cause
digital
for the
advocates.
most time, they'll eventually put it out for everyone,
Yeah.
and so yeah, I don't really care about that.
Yeah, but oh man, that's the 19th? May
I don't know.
19th, ladies and gentlemen, be ready for The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt.
Yeah, let us know if you're gonna be playing that.
Yeah.
Maybe we can do some gameplay videos on it.
Just shout it out.
Shout it
yell
out in your room right now. I'm playing Witcher 3.
Nah, leave it in the comments below. But lead us to our next piece of news, Eric.
Alright, so Nintendo NX is region lock free.
Mm.
Now, I don't remember if this is confirmed or not. There's a good chance Nintendo's next platform won't be region locked. So it's not confirmed.
So let's take a break from this whole region lock thing.
Yeah, we want to talk about the
What?
NX in general.
Is the NX? Do we know what it is? Do we just know?
Barely.
Oh,
We just know it's the
Nintendo.
next Nintendo's home console.
Nintendo. I love them and I hate them.
Yeah.
Hate is a strong word. I love them and I question them.
Yeah, so we're actually going to be talking about Nintendo a little bit later on.
Oh yeah.
So right now, let's just talk about
This
the-
next console. I
this
mean,
news and the next
to
console.
be honest, like I don't really know exactly what this is. Obviously, it's their.
That's bad and good, because it's bad because Nintendo's going to go crazy probably and it won't be that great. But it's exciting because Nintendo goes crazy. It could be a gamepad. Again, I never saw that
It
come.
can play Mario games and make grilled cheese sandwiches.
It could be a bike. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
crazy.
I don't.
It'd be cool if it's region locked.
It
other
would be
than
cool
that-
if it was region locked.
I mean, I'm sorry, if it wasn't region locked.
Yeah.
And PS4 and Xbox One aren't region locked, so that's probably why they're.
Are we sure about that?
Yeah, I'm
Are they?
sure.
Aren't they?
No,
I thought like if you sign up with like a Japanese account, then you get like only Japanese games.
no. Considering both the Xbox One and PS4 are not region locked,
Oh.
it is.
You
stated
just taught
in
me
the article
something.
itself.
Look at this is why
So yeah,
we're together.
it's exciting to see what's gonna happen, and we'll find out.
Yeah, put a pin in that topic.
Put
We'll
a
talk.
pin in that.
We'll talk about
That's just some
NX
news.
sometime in the future.
Well, even more Nintendo news, actually. This isn't what I was talking about, but I forgot about this piece of news. Nintendo is going to be launching 5 smartphone games by 2017.
There's no details on what those games are.
No, I do not think so. But
You don't even, ladies and gentlemen. He doesn't even come prepared.
Yeah, shut up.
Oh wait, this is this their Dina partnership? Is that what this is? The DENA?
Might be.
Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. Yeah, it is.
So what do you think these mobile games will entail?
What do you think? What do I think they're going to be?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be... They're going to have some Mario in there for sure. I
Obviously.
don't know if it's going to be like a brand new mini game type thing, or... I don't think it's going to be a full-on... what's the word? Mario sequel
Yeah.
or anything like that.
You think they're putting
Mario Galaxy 3
Galaxy-
only on the iPhone 4.
Only on iOS and Android platforms.
No, but
I feel like that'd be something they'd do.
Yeah. I mean, it could be as simple as like Temple Run, but with Mario or something dumb like that.
Oh God, see, nobody would want that.
I'm excited for this though. You want to know why? Because this is the only way I'm gonna be able to play Nintendo. 'Cause I don't care about the Wii U. I don't have the 3DS.
So I think it's safe to say that you and I are majority of we are PlayStation dudes.
Yeah, I miss Nintendo though. I really want to play their games.
I do as well, but I'm not afraid to say like I just haven't been keeping up with Nintendo that much.
Oh
like,
yeah, not at all.
And
Not at
Nintendo
all.
Directs, like this stuff just doesn't interest me. It interests me as
I watched
a gamer
their
and as an
E3 video, but
Yeah.
that's it.
as an informed gamer. I like Nintendo's conferences and stuff, but as a gamer that just likes games, there's nothing that really appeals to me.
Because it's a family-friendly console, and it's not. I don't want to say too much because, like I said, we're gonna be talking more about this a little bit later on. But
Yeah,
they're just different. They're for a smaller audience.
their audience is just not us, which is okay. I mean, there's
Yeah, definitely.
that's one of the
totally
great things
fine.
about games, that there is room for everything.
Yes,
But yeah, I don't know. Nintendo, they're a cute little
they're
company.
Nintendo.
Yes, they
Wahoo!
are. Meow. The Yoshi sound.
But
All right, Eric, take us home
well, we have one more
to
topic.
the next piece of news.
The
Can I
next piece of
finish my
news?
sentence?
Alright, sorry. This is your news, so you
That's my-
talk about this.
Oh.
I don't want to mispronounce the name as well, so
You,
it's all you.
the fact that you don't know Koji Igarashi hurts me. It hurts me, Eric. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you were informed or not, but Koji Igarashi, the creator of the Castlevania series, has announced his new game, Bloodstained, on Kickstarter. This was yesterday, right? Today is...
You're asking the wrong
Today,
dude.
Today is the 12th. He announced it the 11th. And if you don't know who Koji Igarashi is, I'm sorry, you've missed out.
I've never played a Castlevania game.
Yeah. I mean, it's always weird because there are obviously a lot of Castlevania. I think I played one of them on Game Boy or something. I played I never beat it because I was too little.
Mm-hmm.
And then I know there are people who listen to it. They're just like, oh, these kids, they don't know anything about these games. But I was really excited because on Kind of Funny, I don't know if you know them, one of our
Best friends.
best friends, Colin Moriarty, had an interview with Koji with one of his translators, and it was pretty damn fascinating.
Yeah.
Like listening to how he went to a bunch of different other publishers and nobody wanted him, and so he was like, well, I gotta go to Kickstarter.
We'll put the link to that video below.
Yeah. And update, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night surpassed $1 million in funding roughly 10 hours after the launch of its Kickstarter. How amazing
the new
is
game
that?
that they're making?
Yeah. In 10 hours, he raised $1 million, Eric. That is how many people are like, yes, we want this, please. We want more Castlevania-esque type games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that they needed to fund money like that,
Yeah.
but I'm not informed with this person and the company and games.
These styles of games.
But if people want it, people want it.
Yeah.
And they will speak.
They will speak, and
Hopefully it
ladies and
comes out.
gentlemen, they have spoken. And so this leads me to my next topic. The topic.
Your topic.
My topic
So
today.
we're done with the news. We're going to go into our topic.
Yeah. And the topic
What is
of
your
conversation is
Tell me.
classic games. Now this can be what we just talked about, like
Pong?
games like Pong. There you go.
Pac-Man?
Did you play Pong?
Played Pong. Platinum did.
No, I just want I want to know your opinion on classic games. Do you think classic games are important now? And let me explain why I thought of this. Not only because of, Koji announcing his new game, being a seminal part of the games industry. What type of games back then did you grow up on, or how important do you think those kind of classic games are today? Do you think kids who didn't play them are missing out? Do you think they should even care about them? Shoot.
A lot of questions.
Yeah, that's
Number one.
Dive in like a pool full.
I played a lot of pornos.
Is that a game?
That's a game.
Yeah.
It's called a lot of pornos. No.
Okay.
So that it was a simpler time back then for video games. Definitely.
Indeed, it was.
Indeed. Some of my fond memories, I remember Walmart specifically is what I think of. I did this a lot. I'd be little and I obviously couldn't afford my own games, and I'd have a Game Boy Advance SP or a DS.
The SP.
I grew up on handhelds, so I didn't have consoles really. My older brother had an Xbox, or OG Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
He had a gaming PC, and
you mean the Xbox One?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's
the
sorry.
The one. Anyways, so I grew up on handhelds. I remember being at Walmart, and we'd go down, the game aisle. They still have those. And I'd be staring at them, and I didn't know what games were out. It's just whatever I saw and whatever I recognized.
Whatever looked cool?
Whatever looked cool, whatever characters I knew. They had some Nicktoon games and SpongeBob and all that. And I'd ask my mom, like, Mom, can I get a game? And I think they were like $30 or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think they're about that.
Probably for like Game Boy games?
Yeah.
I don't think they were 30. I think they were like 15 to 20.
Know. I don't
remember
something like
actually.
that. Anyways,
yeah.
And she'd be like, "Yeah, sure." And I just had to pick one, and it was like the most exciting thing ever.
Yeah, going in.
You don't get new games every day.
Yeah.
You'd play the same ones for like a month, and then
even more than a month.
Yeah.
Oh my
goodness. And then you would, my mom would buy me one, and I'd just pick and say, I want that one.
Yeah.
And most of the time, I'm sure I played some bad games, but I didn't really recognize it back then. Games were games.
Yeah, if it had cool lights or something.
Yeah.
You were like, oh man, this game's awesome.
They had the little cardboard boxes they came in.
The little cartridges? Oh, like we had Game Boy Advance on the side.
Yeah.
And like,
it wasn't cardboard. It was even less than that. It was like paper.
Yeah.
It was like plastic wrapped around it. So those are definitely some fond memories. There's a lot of games that I didn't grow up on, and
that's
now
what I always find
getting
interesting about you.
in the butt by it today.
Yeah.
Because I've never played a Zelda game, for example.
God, that
don't care about
me.
Pokemon.
That pains me as well. When it comes to Pokemon, like I played my fair share of Pokemans. Played a lot of them, but now like with these new 3DS Pokemons, like I'm not interested in those.
There's things you grow up and you just miss.
Yeah.
And then they're huge things to most people. You just missed it.
And
Zelda's one of those things for me.
That was why I really wanted to bring up this topic, is because I was thinking this week, I heard from somewhere, I can't remember, but they were talking about, old games and old nostalgic, memories and all that stuff. And I remembered, like, when I was probably about 5 years old, like, my family was an N64. It was an N64 or an NES, like, one of the two. And I remember playing the original Zelda. Take this sword, don't go low, whatever. And obviously, like, I was little. I didn't know what I was doing, but I knew what I was doing, Yeah. I mean, I obviously didn't, like, beat those games. And after I got older, I'd beaten them or whatever. But I remember, like, my gaming, not even backlog. Like, my classic games memories are, like crazy. Because I played all these games that were so, like, out of my time. Because, like, that's what my family played before me. And it was interesting thinking about that. Now, I'm just like, oh, man, if I could just have a Game Boy again with Link to the Past, I would just shut everybody out. Like,
I remember like a week or something ago, I was telling you about this. I stayed home from school, and I was looking all around my house for my old blue Game Boy. I just wanted to play for some reason.
That's why I love it.
I still have some games, but I wanted to play.
Yeah.
And I don't remember if you read it first and sent it to me or vice versa, but there was this article about how, like, the Game Boy Advance SP specifically and, like, other old handheld consoles are just so amazing compared to today. You just throw a SP in your pocket and you'd play it.
And that was one of the...
Battery life was great.
Yeah, you play for days.
You don't need anything else. You don't need Wi-Fi on there. You just need your game.
You just grab it
I loved
and
how
go.
I played old Game Boy games too, the SP.
Yeah.
So you could backlog and everything.
And now that's sort of why I brought up this classic games topic, is because, we've lost that feeling, that nostalgia. I mean, for the people who have played it, they still have that nostalgic feeling, but that feeling of, I don't know, there was a certain atmosphere when you picked up your Game Boy and played a certain game. Like, that feeling will never come back today.
A lot of platforming.
Love those platformers. Zelda was
fun.
I cannot believe you've never played a Zelda
Never
game.
played a
That
Zelda game.
blows my freaking mind, Eric Andrews.
I don't know, man.
I don't know about you. Why am I friends with you?
But yeah, I think it's necessary to... Well, I don't know. Because I feel like kids that didn't play those, if they played them today, they wouldn't appreciate them.
I saw where you were going with that, and I think it is incredibly important to go back and play. How do you understand how awesome games are today if you have nothing to compare them to? Like, if you think gamers who are older than us, who grew up with Pong, Pong and Pac-Man and all these crazy beginner games, and they think to now how did we come so far? And that blows the mind of some people, just how far we've come with games, and that's crazy.
I mean, there's games that even older people than us have played and we haven't, and they say the same thing to us. So,
and just to understand how crazy the industry has changed, I think it's important to go back.
It was like I said, I was joking, but it really was a simpler time.
No, I totally agree. Go.
Like, there wasn't any internet to show us trailers or anything like that. We didn't know anything. A game could come out and it could be good or bad. We didn't know.
Yeah, that's why when you walked into the store, it was like you really were a kid in a candy store.
I really do miss that, though.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's just, there wasn't a million trailers and gameplay trailers. Like, this is what the game's 3 years before it's announced.
Yep. But on the good side of that is there's some games that I don't want to play or I just don't have time for, but I'm able to watch them.
Yeah, I mean, thanks to Twitch and
YouTube,
obviously YouTube, the tubes.
The tubes.
Yeah, I really do miss just sitting under a blanket for 5 hours.
Oh my goodness!
Playing whatever game.
Yeah. So what? My mind went blank. What portable consoles did you have growing up?
Oh man, I had the regular Game Boy. It was the rectangle one.
Game Boy or Game Boy Color?
It was a Game Boy. Then I had a Game Boy Color.
Mm-hmm.
So the Game Boy Color was I had the two triggers or whatever. And then I had the Game Boy Color.
Did it have triggers?
Yeah, it had an L and an R.
The Game Boy Color?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No, wait. Hold on a second.
Because I had a color. I didn't have a Game Boy.
Oh, I'm thinking of the Game Boy Advance. The Game Boy Advance is the one with triggers.
That's the more oval one.
Yeah. Okay, you're right. I had the Game Boy Advance. I think the Game Boy Color was the one I had. Yeah, I remember being able to change the colors. I remember there was some code and you could change the colors.
I didn't have a Game Boy. My first one was a Game Boy Color. So I had that. Mm-hmm. And then I skipped the Advanced.
Oh god, I played the shit out of the Advance.
I had a neighbor that had one, and I played it a lot. Yeah. So I used it, but I didn't own one myself. And then for Christmas, I got a Game Boy Advance SP. And I remember it was blue. It was a blue one, and I got SpongeBob with it and some other game. But it was really fun.
I had the Game Boy Advance, and it didn't have the light. That's why the SP was so amazing. I had a red SP. Mm-hmm. And then that was why it was so awesome, because I remember playing Kirby. What was it? Somebody will back me up. There was a Kirby, and it was a mirror game, and you go through different worlds collecting shards of a mirror. Really? I don't remember. I think it's Kirby Dreamland or something like that.
Oh, there's so many good.
So many amazing games. I had that on my SP, and then obviously everybody had the DS. Everybody.
The first one?
Yeah, the thick one.
I didn't have that.
You didn't have that?
No.
Oh,
I also had a friend that had one, but this was after I had the light. And he showed me it. I was like, "What the heck is that?" I was like, "That, yeah."
Yeah.
So I got the DS Lite.
No, it was pretty amazing.
When you think of a DS, do you think of the thick one?
I think that was the first.
Wow.
I didn't.
Do you have a Lite?
I didn't get a DS Lite. I didn't get a 3DS or 2DS, whatever the hell.
So you only had one DS, and it was the first one.
Yeah, and it was amazing.
I think I also got this for Christmas. I think my brother. I don't remember. I think we both got a DS together. Mm. I got the red and black one. The top was red, the bottom was black.
Oh, yeah.
And so I got a Nintendo DS Lite. And I remember playing... I don't remember what games I had at first, but I remember going to my friend that had the original DS. And we played System Link Bomberman or something like that.
Oh my god, that's so cool.
That
brings back so many good memories.
Playing Mario games. DS Lite wasn't awesome.
The DS... in general was awesome.
Yeah.
But we can go on forever about this.
Game Boy Advance SP is still my favorite though.
I'm gonna have to go with the Game Boy Advance only because that's where I first started playing Link to the Past, and I remember that. Oh man, I remember that game.
But
like,
I remember having like playing SP all the time with Game Boy games and Game Boy Advance SP games, and this thing that on road trips you had the little pack where you could hold everything, and then the DS came out. You had the little chip games.
Yeah, and the cool thing about the first DS, remember you could play Game Boy games and DS
Really?
games. You didn't? Oh, you didn't have that?
Wait, I think I did.
So on the bottom,
The SP you could do that too, right?
No. The SP was only Game Boy games, because it wasn't a DS or anything. The DS, I promise you, Eric. So I think the thing about
because
the
the bottom of the SP cartridge was the same as a Game Boy cartridge.
No, but I'm talking about DS games. You know the little, they look like SIM cards.
Yeah, they're little chips.
Yeah, the SP could not do that.
Yeah, I know that. So the DS could play DS games and Game Boy Advance SP games because it had the bottom thing.
Yeah.
Now, could the Advance SP play Game Boy Color games? I think it could.
No, I don't think it. You're talking about like the thinner, longer ones,
square ones. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it could.
I might be mixing them up.
You might be, because I know you could play Game Boy games obviously on the SP. And you could play Game Boy games on your DS, but I don't think you could play Game Boy Color games on the DS. Somebody correct us in the comments. Maybe
I thought the DS could play DS games, SP games, and Game Boy Color games.
Well,
the Game Boy Color games and the SP games are similar. Just the top was like cut off.
No, Eric.
Yes,
you're wrong.
Let me look this up.
You are wrong.
I just need to see a picture of the SP.
Type in a Game Boy Advance game, because it's not it wasn't classified as an SP game.
Yeah, I'm just seeing that shorten it down.
While Eric's searching that up,
you rant or something. Yeah, see, so there's a bottom part, but you could also fit the Game Boy Color games.
Could you?
Because they're bigger. See, there's this thing in there.
I don't remember that. Maybe you're right. No, maybe you're right.
See, so there's the SP games.
That's a game, which is a Game Boy Advance cartridge.
Yeah, they're the rectangle ones.
And
then like that, it was a bigger one.
No, you could then. So you could play. Oh man. Oh no. You're right, because I remember playing like Pokemon Yellow and Pokemon Blue on my SP.
Yeah.
But you couldn't play those on DS.
You can't?
No. You could not play that on.
Yeah, I remember. See, like, look at this. I'm just looking at the audience cannot see this, but see, those are
we'll put a picture in the description.
But yeah, I remember I would do that, and that's how I played the older games as well. Because I had a color, but I didn't play it as much as SP. The SP is when I really went crazy.
As a result, to end this conversation.
But not yet. Now I want to see the Nintendo DS to see if you could play SP games and Game Boy games.
No, an SP game is the same thing as the Game Boy game. You're talking about Game Boy Color games.
Isn't that the same too?
Game Boy Advance games were like the thicker rectangle ones.
So Game Boy Advance games and Game Boy Advance SP games are different.
You're talking about Game Boy Color.
Yeah.
Which are the thinner ones.
The square ones.
Yeah, those are different.
You couldn't play that in a DS?
No.
But I thought it was the same as an SP game.
No.
I know they're different. One's a square, one's a rectangle, but they fit in the same like.
The ones that are rectangle and thicker and like smaller, you can play those, but you couldn't play like a Game Boy Color game. Like you couldn't play Pokemon Yellow in a DS. I'm almost positive.
So here's the bottom of the DS. There's a little spot where you could play older games.
Yeah.
And you could put SP games in there, and you could also put.
Why are you saying SP games?
Just because it's shorter. I don't. So I could differentiate.
Differentiate?
Yeah. So I can make it different. See, look. Oh, no, that's not it.
No, those are like expansions and stuff. I think we'll have to figure this out later on our own time. Yeah. But.
That's a cool DS right there.
It is a cool DS. It's a pink DS, if you guys are wondering.
No, but it's like different colors.
Yeah, there's a pink on the outside.
Oh, yeah.
Is that not pink DS, Eric?
It is pink and blue and yellow and green.
All right, my bad.
Yeah, it is your bad. Faggot.
But classic games, Eric.
When I think classic games, I think about Nintendo a lot.
Well, yeah, I mean, because Nintendo was awesome. But like they
Look at that.
They knew
fat
what the
DS.
kids wanted.
So this is
man.
what you had?
Yeah, I had the thick DS.
God.
That was the very first
I'm
DS.
sorry.
What do you mean you're sorry? It was amazing.
Sorry for you. The DS Lite's like the essential. That was a highlight.
It was
how
not the
slick
highlight.
That looks.
It looks good. It was
In terms of the DS, so you got the DS Lite.
all right.
Then there's a DSi. Remember that?
Yeah.
My friend got that. I was jealous of that.
I'm not gonna say it's bad, but there's no way you can say the first DS was bad either. That was
No, I'm not saying it's bad. Let's go over this. So you got the DS, DS Lite, DSi, 3DS.
2DS. The new 3DS.
No one cares about
3DS XL.
2DS is a pancake. Anyways, I think the best
Like a doorstop.
DS incarnation was the DS Lite.
I mean, that's your opinion.
What do you think?
I think it's the first DS because that's what I had. I can't, but I'm biased because I had only the first DS.
I remember the DSi came out and my friend got it because he had the DS Lite.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had the DS Lite and then his brother had the original DS, so we'd all play together. You know, we had the best ones, and then the DSi came and he got it. That's when they first put like Wi-Fi into it and the store and everything.
System Link was
So that was a
pretty
huge
amazing
step. So I was like, oh my goodness, I wanted it so bad. I remember I'd watch like unboxing videos of it.
Yeah.
DSi. Everyone forgets about the DSi. I feel like
it's because it probably wasn't that good.
I think it was good.
No, it was not. Their handhelds are what's keeping them alive.
Dude, now I want a 3DS.
You can get one. What's stopping you?
Money.
Get the new 3DS.
That'd
But
be
the
cool.
thing is, would you play it though? That's the real question you need to ask yourself.
I think
You have a Vita, which I think personally has a better games library.
I don't know, man.
I feel like you would only play a couple games because you're not into like huge 100-hour like JRPGs.
Yeah.
Like you
I
get
just haven't tried them.
you get like your Rogue Legacy on Vita and you're good, man.
That game's good. But I mean, I'd play a lot of the Mario, obviously. I remember I'd played this Mario basketball game on DS.
Hoops. Sonic,
Was it Hoops?
Yeah, Mario Hoops.
That game was fun.
So
That game was awesome.
there's a lot of weird Mario sports games.
Yeah,
Super Slammers. Was that what it's called? I don't know.
I don't remember.
I didn't. Play those
Dude,
games.
I remember.
You remember?
I remember my friend would play his GameCube a lot, and he had Mario Soccer.
Oh.
That game's amazing.
No,
That game is
see,
so
it's
fun.
like-
Did you ever play it?
No, but I don't need to play it.
Dude.
It's such a...
Mario Soccer was the best.
Did you play Mario? Oh, see, I'm not even going to talk crap because, one, I didn't play him, so I'm not... But it's just like out of... Like we were talking about last week, there's only so many hours in the day. I'm going to spend 1,000 of those hours playing Mario Golf and Mario Kart.
You
and
play
Mario...
on League?
Yeah, but that game is
Sucks.
fun.
Anyways, moving on. I remember there's like so many different characters. Like you could play any Mario character. And I think I had other people outside of the Mario games that I don't remember. And
Yeah, they
you
had
could
some
just like
Sonic characters.
you could just pick your team. And, I don't like soccer, but it was awesome. I wanted it so bad. I want to play that right now.
Yeah.
And you could do these like special kicks. Oh,
I mean,
remember they go.
they
up
know.
and-
Obviously, Nintendo knows how to make good games. It's the fact that
Look at this
especially back then,
garbage.
yeah, this Guitar Hero.
I think that's fake.
It's not fake. Oh no, wait. No, it had a Guitar Hero for the DS. You'd hook it up.
It had something like this.
Yeah, and then you'd put your fingers through it. and you
Yeah,
could play
I
it.
had that.
That was yeah.
I had that.
That was garbage.
That was fun, dude.
But we're rambling. Eric.
I remember I had this because I didn't have a console, like I said, so I
You
couldn't
think
play.
I'm the poor child? You're the.
I couldn't play the real Guitar
child,
Hero.
you.
This was fun.
That was garbage.
That was fun.
It
Did
was
you have
garbage. Yeah. No.
it? Exactly.
Because
So
it
you
was
don't-
garbage.
Because it was fun. Now it would be garbage because we have the real thing. Oh man, GTA 4 and 3DS.
Yeah, but yeah, that was my topic on classic games. Eric, what's your
That's
topic?
awesome. Well, you want to stop talking about Nintendo? Too bad. My topic's about Nintendo.
Is it about
we've been talking
Nintendo?
about the same thing.
Okay. Well, mine was classic games. Yours specifically.
Well, do you want to talk about non-Nintendo classic games?
No, I did. I already did. We're good.
Did we?
My topic's done, man.
You sure?
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
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 Just
Okay.
lay it on me.
Lay it on me. I'll whip it out. So my question to you: what does Nintendo have to do to get you interested again?
Oh boy.
We can talk about the next console. We can talk about everything.
Oh boy.
I'm in a Nintendo mood now, so.
Are you really?
I'm glad. Yeah.
So, would you like me to start this one off, my good man?
Indeed.
Nintendo has to do a lot to bring me back. They gotta do a lot. So
Yeah.
as you know, I feel like we all grew up on Nintendo. Like
Most
most of us grew up on Nintendo because they just had such amazing games. Like,
I mean, was there any other like portable console?
oh,
was
what do you
there a
mean
competitor?
You're talking about handhelds or just like consoles in general, like the GameCube?
No. Like
SNES?
portable handheld console. Like
I mean,
there's Game Boys, DSs. What else?
there were other handhelds, but obviously they could not compare.
The
to
PSP
Game Boy
was the
Color.
first Sony handheld,
Yeah.
right?
No. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think there's any competition.
I mean, or are we talking about what time frame? Are we talking about forever? Because if we're
From-
talking about forever, then yeah, Nintendo easily dominates that.
I mean, from
Tenfold.
like DS Lite backwards. So like Game Boy to the DS Lite.
Yeah, I mean, there were handhelds.
That's what everyone grew up on.
Yeah, there were handhelds, but they weren't like in popularity. They weren't in scale.
I don't remember any.
Uh,
So
They had like no. They could not touch Nintendo.
yeah.
I remembered some. Like my cousin had some. I don't even remember what they were
Really?
called. Yeah, other handhelds, but they're nowhere near Nintendo. But if we're talking about what Nintendo has to do to get me interested again, they need.
Their
They need to
DS
give me-
situation is screwed up right
They
now.
need to give me a good library of games that makes me excited.
It's about the
love-
games.
It's all about the games, and I'm not. Well, let's be more specific. They can put out games. It's more for me. It's all about them Zeldas, all about them Zelda games. But they can't just go crapping out Zelda games, every year because that would ruin it. They really gotta think when they release it and what type of game it is. Like I feel like this new Zelda on Wii U, like. It's probably going to be an amazing Zelda, but is that really going to make me want to buy a Wii U?
You tell me.
I don't think so. I don't think...
It doesn't excite you?
I mean, it excites me, but that's not going to make me buy a Wii U just for that one game, and then it's just going to collect dust forever.
We played Super Smash.
I wouldn't play Super Smash.
You don't want to play Super Smash?
No, I'm saying Super Smash is awesome, but, like, out of all the games to play, like, it's cool.
You wouldn't
but,
play by yourself.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
Like, I'd play with you, but how many times are we not, playing games
Well,
online
you
or
never
something?
invite me, so.
And to answer your question, what Nintendo would have to do to get me back, they need to focus on their games more. Obviously, I'm not saying they have horrible games because they do have amazing games, but I don't know. To me, their games library just doesn't excite me.
Yep.
So what would Nintendo have to do to get you interested again?
I want to talk about where they're in the wrong right now. Currently. Not about past mistakes, but the current situation. So let's start off with the handhelds. I don't even know what's going on. So you got the 3DS,
Yeah,
3DS XL,
yeah.
2DS, and
The new 3DS.
New 3DS.
So their marketing is just weird, and that was a funny thing.
What
like,
console plays what game?
Yeah, well, if you're a gamer, a hardcore, this stuff. But imagine a mother walking into any store. And she's like, "Well, my son wants this 3DS," and then somebody's like, "Well, have you heard of the 2DS? Well, does that play 3DS games?" Oh, well, yeah, because it still plays 3DS games, but
No
then
3D.
but then you no 3D. But then you have the 3DS XL. It's bigger than the 3DS. Plays 3DS games. Plays 2DS games. Then you got the new 3DS with the stick.
I hate when people call it the new 3DS, the new iPad.
But that's what it is.
I know, but like
Or they're gonna call it the 4DS.
they can or 3DS. I don't know, dude. Like you say that, but even hardcore gamers like me, I don't even know what's going on.
Yeah, but
So-
is that because we're just not as invested in Nintendo, or they're just being stupid? Which they are
Both.
being stupid about it. I don't know. That's a good point. I mean, they're
Yeah,
just
that's screwed up. Like DS is awesome, but I feel like there's been too many incarnations of it. They need to do a new handheld.
yeah.
At Game Boy, they did a couple iterations on that Game Boy Advance SP. Then they did the Nintendo DS, Had friggin' 10 of those.
But I also feel
Now put out the, I don't know.
I also feel that, you know, the time frame when they were released, like, it was a good time.
Yeah,
like
it's a
between
good
the
time.
Game Boy Advance and the SP, like, there was a good amount of time. But then you have like the 3DS and 3DS XL. I feel like they were so, you know, within the same time frame of each other. You know, you can't really adapt.
Yeah.
And obviously, the people who are really into Nintendo are fine. But for us, people who aren't really invested in Nintendo are sort of confused.
Yeah.
So that's your first thing in order to get you back into Nintendo is for them not to confuse you.
That would help. I think they should. So just release whatever this new 3DS is or whatever it is for a while. Let that sit for a while.
Yeah.
Because you can't change it right away because that pisses people
like
off.
Like a good old juicy steak.
And then just announce this brand new handheld. That's not a DS. It's something new. And it could play DS games, but you're not going to make any new DS games. So start from there. Because then that'll make people jump ship and go to this new handheld. Because now it's like there's so many different DSs out there. It's like, what's the newest one?
Do you know what
a
3DS cartridge looks like? I don't even know what they look like, to be honest.
I know.
Are they just
I think
DS?
it's like the same thing as a DS, but it says 3DS on there.
So could
look
you
it
play a DS game on your 3DS with no 3D?
Well, yeah. You can't. Well, you
See,
can't
these are the
play
things I
a
don't even
DS
know.
game in 3D. 'Cause it
We're
wasn't
not
made for-
Nintendo fans. I mean, we're Nintendo fans, but not like hardcore Nintendo people, ladies and gentlemen. Spare us, please. I don't know. I mean, it would really
Yeah,
come
this is
down.
what it looks like. It's like the same thing, but it just says 3DS on there.
Yeah. It would really come down to how they come out with their message. You know, because when PS4 was announced and Xbox One, you know, Sony, I was like, we are gamers, we are for games, you know, and Xbox One came out and did their whole spiel. But Nintendo was left in the dust. Like, they did their console was not next gen. Everybody was showing this is a next gen. It was not. You know, it did not have next gen hardware. A lot of the next gen games didn't even get released on there. And even if they did, it was like months and months after, you know, they'd come out on other platforms. So I think they really need to calm down and think about what they want to make that console into. Imagine if they came out and they just had all these amazing things. You know, this is next gen Nintendo. It's gonna look great. It's gonna be amazing. It plays all these third party games. But you're gonna have your Mario. You're gonna have your Zelda. You're gonna have all these amazing things plus whatever new games they have. I think that would be one good step getting us back.
Yeah, so with their home consoles, I want them to make a super powerful one that could play, you know, games that come out on PS4 and Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like, oh, is Watch Dogs gonna be out on Wii U? Is the new Call of Duty gonna be out on Wii U? Or the next console, you know? So make one that's powerful enough that is the same game as the one on Microsoft and Sony's consoles. And then I think after that, it's a big contender for me would be the controller. None of this nunchuck peripherals crap. Just give me a normal controller.
Yeah.
You can make a Nintendo like the GameCube or whatever, but make it similar to how the others do it.
I have a question for you about, you know, Nintendo and making a powerful console, and would that actually be effective? Because
Yeah,
think about it.
I think so.
Even if they did, you know, make this awesome console that could play all these third party games, all the people who are established Call of Duty players, like all these huge franchises, like, are they gonna they're gonna play where their friends are. And if your friends are already on Xbox or PlayStation, what's the point of moving over to Wii U? You know, and that's what
the next Nintendo console.
I honestly, I don't think that's enough to bring people over to this console.
But are you trying to like steal the audience of someone else, or are you just trying to get? I mean, like for me, if that's what happened, I would only have other consoles really for the exclusives. Because it's like when picking a new console, it's like you could either have the mainstream games like EA and all that stuff, or you could have the Nintendo games. But like if Nintendo had both, then I'm sold. I could play Mario and Battlefield on the same console.
I don't know. I feel like Nintendo as a company and as you know, a game maker, game publisher, whatever you want to call them, I feel like their audience just isn't into it. They could give two shits about Battlefield. They could care less
I disagree.
about like Call of Duty
some
and Battlefield
people-
and stuff. I mean, obviously there's
But, like,
nuances.
I
Or
remember
exceptions.
I had a Wii before I had like a PS3 or
Yeah,
Xbox,
same.
and I was like, man, I want so badly to play these other games, but I can't. I can only play these games.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did want it
But then you moved over to PS3, and now
because they weren't giving me that. But if they did give me that, then yeah, I would.
so now that you're an established, Xbox or PlayStation fan, you'd be willing to go back to Nintendo.
I would have both. I mean, I'm old enough to afford both.
Because I feel like the infrastructure of Xbox Live and PSN is just better than Nintendo's.
Really?
Whatever. Yeah.
I mean, PSN
Your Miiverse.
still needs to be fixed.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
And I haven't played the current version of whatever Nintendo's stability software is and all that. So, I mean, I don't hear any problems.
I mean, not that there are problems for their audience, though. I mean, like, if you're trying to have the PlayStation, you know how Sony came out, talk with your real friends and all that, it has a very... Their message was, aimed at, gamers. And I feel like Nintendo, even now, is just more towards kids. And
That's the thing, though, is that if their console came out and was for gamers, but it also had all these beloved franchises, that'd be sold.
see, and then that also brings up another question, is like, for all the kids and, adults who bought their kids Wii consoles or Nintendo consoles, like, would they sort of have no place to go? I mean, obviously they can
it's the same
monitor
thing.
their
They
children.
still have every Nintendo game and the family-friendly games and all that, and the co-op games, but it also has the other guy's stuff.
But then
It has the third-party games.
it's just so interesting, because then you have to think about the third party as well. Like, would EA want to put their game on Nintendo knowing that it's not going to sell? Like, are they going to make all those copies of those games, port the game to Wii or whatever their next console is, just to make, I don't know, however many sales that they're not going to get nowhere
I don't know
near?
about that, but like in this scenario, if like this NX or Nintendo's next console did get like all the third-party games, just like Microsoft and Sony, plus it had the Mario games and everything, then yeah.
I don't know. It's an interesting question, but I honestly don't think publishers or devs would be willing to bring their AAA games over to Nintendo.
Yeah, I'd rather have right now Nintendo's portable system, because then there I could get my fix of Nintendo games whilst my
And we also
PS4.
have to think, if they announce this now, and it probably already been in development for however many years, if they plan to launch in the middle of the PlayStation and Xbox generation, will people really end up not selling their PS4s, but like getting this console and then moving over to Wii or whatever new Nintendo console is? Like, there's all these weird little caveats that you have to think about that just doesn't
you don't
seem good for
need
anybody.
to totally jump ship. You could have both.
Oh, I agree.
So-
Like, you could play for the exclusives, but talking about third-party games in general, I don't think anybody would go to that for Wii. Personally.
I don't know.
It's interesting.
If that was your only console, then yeah. But if you do have both, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I definitely want Nintendo's portable console, because I do miss those games.
Yeah. And we also have to think, like, a big portion, like a huge portion of Nintendo sales come from Japan. And the Japanese audience isn't into, like, first-person shooters and, the Far Cries and all that stuff. Like, they're more
different.
into, mobile games and all that other stuff. So that's another thing. Like, it's really weird to think about.
It is.
But yeah.
I miss Nintendo.
I do miss them, but I don't know if I'll ever get them back,
Yeah, that's my final statement on that.
Your final statement. So, just to wrap it up, what could Nintendo do to bring you back?
Not have so many handheld consoles at once. Just have one definitive handheld console going forward.
Yeah.
So there's only one. Yeah, different colors, whatever. But just have, this is what we have. This is the newest thing, and this is what we're investing in.
Yeah. I think they have a while to get their message together. So they can think, they can marinate. I like that word, marinate, on the idea.
Marinate.
And let's see what they can do, Eric. I'm optimistic for them. I feel like once they get all their fucked up whatever in line, like they can really come out and make an awesome product.
Yeah.
But
Definitely.
we'll see, man.
We shall see.
We shall see. But, ladies and gentlemen, that has been the Anything Goes podcast. Eric,
Yes.
thank you for being here with me.
Thank you.
When do we do these? Just explain it. I
don't even know, man.
Yeah.
We do these. We're starting to get it on a schedule, but we'll probably be uploading this one the same week as the first episode. So we might some weeks we might do 2 podcasts in 1 week, or we might do once a week,
just to get it all in order and stuff.
Exactly. It depends when we're done editing it. So we're gonna try and keep it somewhat consistent.
Which shouldn't take long.
Yeah,
Now
it won't take
now we're
long.
getting the flow
It's
of it. We're getting the
it's
hang
beginning.
of it. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Anything Goes podcast. Eric Andrews, thank you for being here with me.
Thank you.
Eric, where can they find you?
They could find me on a lot of places. I live at this address. No. On Twitter, you could find me at Why Do We Fall A113.
Dumb name. Too
It's an
long.
awesome name.
Too long.
What's your name? Your generic name.
You
for
can
everything?
find me at
Rock Out Dude
77.
77.
Yeah,
Yes,
Rock Out
sir, bro.
What's up, bro?
Anyways, so you can follow us on Twitter. You need to get an Instagram.
I'm not getting Instagram.
No, we're gonna do what we did with our old pal Joey.
Another topic for another time.
If we get
too many social
no
medias.
right now, yeah, that is a topic. But this is one of the best social medias. If our next
I love how I tried to close out and then just
no,
went
you're
into
not gonna
another.
close out.
This is why.
So when
you love us,
when
ladies
one
and
of our
gentlemen.
YouTube videos
Uh-huh.
gets over 300 views,
That's not gonna happen.
you gotta make an Instagram.
If 3 people watch our video, I'll be happy.
I don't care. If we get over 300 views, you're making an Instagram.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
The audience knows. If he doesn't do it, he's a liar.
For the 5 of you that are listening, I love you.
Hey, we were surprised last time. We got a ton of views on our old video.
It's not about the views, though, Eric. It's
It is
about
now.
the love.
Don't be like
It's
that.
about the games.
He's trying to act all peaceful.
It's about the
like
passion.
He's the best.
And it's
You're gonna make an Instagram.
Definitely.
Everyone tell him that he needs an
Definitely
Instagram.
about the
You just
two
look
of
at
us.
pictures, and it's awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen, be back here next week on Dynamic Duo Productions, our YouTube channel.
All right, dude.
Whenever we post. Now I'm going to close out for the 3rd time. Eric, thank you for being here with me.
Thank you.
Peace, love. Video game!